Uh, one more. Boom. Mila, you have a player on your team that is going to be leaving Manchester City at the end of the year for free. And it has been... Yes, John Stones.
John Stones will be coming with him.
Oh, Wagwan brother.
No, the dog. Sorry.
No, I know. Well, we could do the Holy Trinity and get all three of them. I'm gonna leave that to the ether for them to figure out who we're talking about, and hopefully they know the lore there. But free captain.
Wait, sorry, what?
He's free. He is your current captain, and he's 31 years old.
About to be 32, but yes.
Talk about Nardog and our potential adoption of him.
This is a hard worker. We call him Nardog because he's a dog, and similar to everything that we just said about Casemiro. Casemiro is like a Rottweiler in my eyes. This is like the feisty little dog that's still gonna yip at your ankles the entire way and just fucking bug the shit out of you. He's perfect at riling up other teams. He's one of those players that if he's not on your team, you probably hate his guts.
You hate his guts.
And that's the player I want on my team. He's not, even with this reputation, he's only picked up one red card in his entire career, and that was the one against Real Madrid.
Oh, so is that actually the stat?
I'm pretty sure.
Holy shit, that is.
So he's a professional rage baiter, is what I'll say, and also he just is a marathon runner. This guy's been one of the highest distance traveled in the Premier League for the past couple years. He identifies as a attacking defender, which is kind of what we need. And I think if we're thinking long term, then pairing someone like him with Puig, who can cover a lot of fucking ground, who can move the ball quick, who can dribble guys, kind of just do what Puig just does, but to a lesser extent and maybe a more controlled way. I think it'd be a match made in heaven if he came over here. It's just a question of, does he want this LA lifestyle?
Yeah, he might. Dari, from a Rivals fan perspective, what do you see from Bernardo Silva that?
It's kind of exactly what you were talking about. Like, if he's not on your team, you hate his guts. He's been a thorn in my side for a while. So it'd be nice to have him on my team. He's a great player, undeniably. So maybe a great addition.
Yeah. Look, dude, he captains a Pep Guardiola side. If you're talking about pure quality, there's not many players on planet Earth that have ever done that. And from my perspective on it, and the reason that I was would you part with the DP for Casemiro is I would ship whoever it would take on this current Galaxy side to fucking wherever for Bernardo Silva. And it's not even close. I think that if you bring him in the summer, you immediately start challenging again for titles. This season, we can challenge for a title with Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're talking about the things that we missed in the season after the title, the two things that you can really look at or three things were Ricky Puig, obviously, Mark Delgado, and Dejan Joveljic. Klaus has picked up form similar to Dejan, so okay, you've got that kind of covered. Obviously, the Ricky hole you're not replacing. But Mark Delgado, if you can get, Bernardo Silva is like Mark Delgado on steroids. Everything that Milo just said, runs hard, is a offensive defensive player, is going to work both ways. And honestly, he can fill the hole creatively that Ricky left. You're almost combining Ricky Puig and Mark Delgado into one player. And that makes me think that if he's available, if you are not moving heaven on earth to get that player, we are no longer in the realm of being a good club. We should be the first people in line. I don't know who has his discovery rights. I don't know what you have to do to get that, but it doesn't matter. You should be going to the league in a similar way that obviously Messi's a different situation, but you should be going to the league and being like, look, we're going to pay him $20 million a year. Make him work within the DP the rules. We've done it in the past with Beckham, and they've done it in the past with other players. I think San Diego is paying currently Chucky Lozano $10 million a year. that is the way that you can make Bernardo Silva choose this lifestyle is you pay him whatever he's worth. And from a Galaxy perspective, I don't think there's a better player on planet Earth. I said this to Mila before recording, than Bernardo Silva to pair with Ricky Puig when he comes back. There just isn't. Like, I can't think of one player that makes more sense in the midfield.
I think he could walk right into the team, like you were saying. Like he could just walk right into the team. He's a leader too,
in
like
multiple positions too.
Exactly.
He walks in as it's not even. He's our best player by a country mile.
Yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt. Like you could, when you talk about guys that can walk in and grab the armband too, that's another player that would do it right away.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, he's only 32.
32, and he's Pep's favorite.
He's 31 till he's 32.
Exactly. He's
Good
30. but we can dream a little bit, and I think he's Pep's favorite. Pep's running out of contract.
No.
Oh, so you want to you want to dream a little more?
I want the duo.
Pep
Guardiola, Bernardo Silva, and Pep Guardiola.
Pep Guardiola trying to understand the MLS roster rules would probably
He'd love it and hate it at the same time.
He'd have a seizure, dude. he would regrow hair to tear it out. Like, but hey, while we're dreaming, we might as well keep dreaming, right? And hey, let's go to the last segment. Why not both? Why can't Manchester?
Why not?
It's usually Manchester is red or blue. Why can't Manchester be purple in LA? We have Rising kits. They're purple. Sorry, it came to me like an epiphany. It's like, oh, we have purple kits. They're cursed, but maybe they can be a good thing eventually.
Maybe they can be a good thing.
Obviously, if it's possible, you do it. I don't think it's possible. I think that the money doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I just don't know how you would be able to do it.
I think if we're dreaming a little bit, if we want to make some little far-fetched scenario, is that you pitch it to them as we're trying to bring both of you in and have the most dominant midfield the MLS has ever seen. And then we try to get that TAM deal for Casemiro. This is all very wishful thinking, but that's how I would do it. We're like, why don't you two come over here? Come take this pay, enjoy the sunshine, and come win a couple trophies. Because I think at that point, if you get both of these guys, you get Ricky Puig back, we somehow keep Klaus, then we'd be in a very good position to challenge everyone in the league.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how it would structurally work. I think, well, to your point about if you're trying to get Casemiro to buy in, that's a pretty good pitch. If you're like, well, we're going to pair you with Bernardo Silva.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to
piss off everyone in the league, the two of you, and
you'll be you'll be stars in LA. You'll be the two of the biggest stars in LA with Sun. You have a whole market to market yourself off of. You're not playing off of Messi's coattails. Like, this is your team. From a structural standpoint, you still have to move off one of the DPs, right? So you're moving off probably Peck. You're moving off Peck,
and so that for an under 22 winger.
So you move off Peck for Bernardo. You bring in Cam on a TAM deal this year. You could potentially upgrade him the following season if you move off of Paintsill in the February window. That's how you would potentially make them both DPs. You'd like to keep them as TAM, but obviously if you just get rid of one TAM or one DP, you get Ricky back on a DP. Your three DPs are Bernardo, Ricky, and Paintsill. And then if anything, if you can keep him on a TAM, you can always go shopping for another DP after that. It's a little more convoluted in terms of Galaxy braining this. That is Manchester is LA. But we're dreamers here. And this team hasn't given us enough to like really dream about. So we might as well have the conversation.
Oh.
Could you imagine a diamond midfield of Cerrillo, Bernardo, Casemiro, and Ricky Puig?
Just put the Homer drooling gif up.
I don't even know if I'd want Cerrillo starting with them.
Yeah.
I think I'd want Sanabria just being a dog with them.
I don't know if what's his name can play the single pivot anymore.
Cass? He wouldn't have to.
Oh, I
He
guess if you
could've,
play, you could play a
he could've
4-2.
Oh, you did say Diamond.
for
Sorry.
60 minutes too.
I'd like to see Cerrillo play. I think like if you're gonna build a midfield around Casemiro, you probably should have Cerrillo there.
Yeah.
And then you're just playing direct football. Like the thing that we've been asking for is like, okay, like your rest defense is this. You allow your wing backs to get a little more advanced. I don't know. I'm so for it, and this team has been so
This is what
exhausting
happens
that
when
you
we're
have to
this
dream.
bad.
You got to start dreaming somewhere, man.
Making up random ass. I mean, not random. They are both linked, but we got to dream a little bit because
Yeah.
the reality is not great right now.
This is like in basketball. I'm assuming we have some basketball fans here. When your team hits the December stretch of the year and they're awful, and you immediately go to the trade machine, and you're like, I can make this work. And you cook up some like 15 team trade, and then eventually you get LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry all on the same team. That's
Yeah,
what
we'll
we're
make
trying
it
to do here. It's a little easier because you don't have to work with their contracts matching. But look, the fact that they're both free options, that's got to be making AEG super happy.
Yes.
I think we talked about it. I talked about it with Andrew on the seminar, so everyone should check that out. But we talked about the idea that eventually you have to make hard decisions. And Will Kuntz he's going to have to make a hard decision here. We get to the summer and this team is out of CCC and struggling in the league. You gotta make a change. You gotta flip something. Look, regardless of where the team is at, like even if we're firing at all cylinders, like I'd move whatever for
and I
Bernardo.
think to the point that they are both free, if we move off Peck, that's profit, and basically just goes towards wages. Like we're not moving him off to buy someone.
Yeah, you'd much rather pay.
So
You'd much
that
rather
helps a
pay
little
your
bit.
players the money than have to pay another club the money and their own wages. So the idea that they're free means that your $16 million transfer is not actually 30 something. It's just their wages.